final, or is it memorized? Right. And my goodness, good morning, everybody. Feeling the energy today. How about you? You got some energy? Gonna bring it. Well, we're gonna get started on Sunday, fun day, right now. As we underway this whole process, we come to the center part of our mats. We're gonna bring a slight inward turn of the toes with nice long straight legs, like to draw your shoulders upward and then pull them backwards as you draw your elbows backwards to support that. Let's hollow out the belly, proud out the chest, and then begin to serve up your arms forward, palms facing the sky and drawing the elbows backwards. We're going to find a little bit of a progression with this, which is simply pulling the elbows back and then sweeping the forearms outward and then coming back to serve back out those arms and continue on that, because we are really just warming up. As we begin to move the body, let's also incorporate the breathing that allows us to oxygenate those muscles we're starting to warm. Inhaling as your arms open, exhaling as they push forward. A couple more repetitions, and then slowly drawing hands over hearts. We're going to create an isometric activation of the heels as we rotate those externally, outwardly. I like you to draw a ball, draw in that belly, and pull back the booty, belly pull, booty back as we fold halfway down, or your version of it. We're still warming, so explore with the range on each subsequent repetition. You feel that nice little activation where they keep that external rotation of the heels isometrically, of course, as we make a few more reps. And we're going to add a little bit of progression to this. And it's simply by revisiting what we did earlier. So as we come to stand, open the palms, draw the elbows back. This time when we fold forward, we're going to open the thumbs to the sky and then sweep back to the starting spot and continue on the repetitions of this while you work to keep the exterior rotation in those heels. Keep those outward muscles, those side body muscles active through this whole range of motion. And when you arise this time, bring hands apart, shake out those legs. Big breath in as you exhale, push the hands to the sky, keep the palms connected. Interlock the fingers. Use a little cupping in the hands with fingers still remaining in the water. So imagine you're kind of gripping around a ball that's pulling high to the sky. The arms of your body and your peripheral views of your eye, holding that nice long engagement, hollowing out the belly, drawing the hips backwards, and pushing the hips forward as the arms raise back up. Now, make a little bit of effort here to push more with the hips forward and then pull back with the butt. Push forward with the hips. And do that for a couple repetitions before we stand tall and bring hands back down over heart and fold. Now, all the way down. Let your fingertips do the walking as you step them out to plank, feet step backwards. In our high plank, I'd like you to lower the knees and draw the hips backwards. Bring flexion to your spine as you float the upper body forward. Keep the spine neutral and long as you draw back. And flex as you come forward. Kind of like a little wave-like motion as we oscillate forward and back. Do so at a nice slow pace. And enjoy just a little bit of spinal articulation. If your knees feel like they need cushioning, you can always add them in on any of the movements moving forward and including now. One more repetition, holding forward, making that spine nice and long, and we're going to slowly lower the hips towards the earth and then raise them back up and drift backwards. So we just added into the movement this one little hip drop, opening through those front body muscles, making sure your low back is protected when we draw down the hips by engaging with that six-pack muscle. Yeah, that's strong when you got, I know you got one. Load it back. Load it forward with curved spine, straighten the spine, lower the hips, hold on this spot. Enjoy a nice little stretch, as we engage those tummy muscles to pull the belly up and in towards our body. Let the upper body just sink down into your arms and then push back up and just raise and lower the torso for a few repetitions, making sure you're compression free through the neck by making it nice and long, chin pulling in towards the neck itself as we do another rep or two, and then finally hold up, float back all the way to child's pose, and let the hands walk a little more forward as your butt drops and falls backwards, fold backward to that nice flat stretch, maybe down into the ribs. Enjoy it for a couple breaths. And when you're ready, let's step those hands back underneath shoulders. Let's widen out your knees wider than hip width, and then bring the tops of your feet to your mat. And now drift backwards with the hips, using the arms, your forearms as a support, allowing that nice stretch through the front part of the lower leg. Enjoy that. Slowly move from side to side. Slowly sink a little deeper as the muscles become more accepting of the length you're trying to achieve. Let those hips draw down and enjoy a nice, well-deserved stretch. Those muscles are stretching right now often get shortened because we have ankle flexion when we sit. And for long periods of time, those muscles kind of lose their ability to function effectively. So we're just garnering a little bit of it back as we now move forward, weighting into the forearms. We're going to tuck the toes under, come up onto the hands. Arms are nice and long, elbows are rotated inwardly, and we're going to let the torso drop down in between the arms. We tuck the toes for purpose, and that's simply to allow us to come up on them as we pull the hips up and back to down dog. Let the heels drive to the earth, and let your hands do the walking all the way back to an inverted position. You're going to hold on this for a couple breaths. And now as you inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, flex. Inhale, extend. And flex. And continue for a few more reps. Holding the neck long, spine long. Flexion, no more. It's all about extension. Draw the hips backwards. Step your hands onto your shins. Now make sure your elbows haven't rotated internally. Let's keep an external rotation of them. And while we're here, I'd like you to push your palms into the shin And keep that spine and the neck long. Now let's get these knees in action finally. We're going to bend them and extend them straight. And bend and extend for a few reps, all the while pushing the palms into the shins, keeping that nice flat activation as we work our knee extension and flexion. All righty, feel those muscles warm. Keep the hands, palms pushing to the shins, row the spinal column. See if you can raise the shoulder carriage and the head, so we're not letting that head of ours fall off our body. Hips are low, palms pushing, almost like we're a ski jumper ready to explode, and then release the arms forward. Give me a little more proud of the chest. Fingers are separated widely, and then we cup them, and imagine we have grapefruits pulling away and up, and then we stand tall and salute the sun and say good morning again. Arms pull high to the sky. As you exhale, flatten out those hands and let them float down all the way to the side body. Beautiful. Shoulders up, palms open, elbows back, hands serve out forward. Fingers and forearms come together. Take your thumbs and rotate them downwardly. Draw your hips backwards. Flip the palms to touch, hands come over heart. Fold down. Fingers find the floor. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Palms to shins. Push, extend the spine. Push and extend the neck. Lower that booty, raise it. Flex and extend through the knees. Slowly up, slowly down. Hold in the down position. Push the palms long. Now, slide the palms up to the kneecaps. Chest proud, arms sweep forward. Hands grab grapefruits. Grapefruit pull out and up. Inhale, extend and salute the sun. Flatten the palms as you lower the arms. Beautiful job. Inhale, extend and sweep to the sky. Salute the sun. Fold down. A little bit different transition this time. Hopefully you notice. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Back and extension, hips draw back. Exhale, fold. Palms shin. Palms push shin, spine and neck extend. Drop those hips. Raise the upper body. Hands sweep forward. Sweep to the sky. Inhale, extend skywardly. Exhale, flatten the palms. Lower the arms. Shoulders draw up, palms open. Serve them up. Pull them back. Fold forward. And let the hands and fingertips strip to the floor and walk out to plank. When we arrive in plank, knees find the earth, hips pull back. We are in a wedge type position, so our hands are lower than the hips with the peripheral view of your arms, or arms visible in the peripheral view of your eyes. Let's take the right palm, open it to the sky, and return it back to allow the left to do the same. And just alternate from side to side. As we walk this pattern from side to side, do it slowly, enjoy it. Both palms find their spot on the earth as they walk back underneath the shoulder. Let the upper body descend in between the arms, spiral the elbows inwardly, draw the back of the head high, do the same with the tailbone. As we find our cow-like position, I'd like you to hollow out the belly. And now slowly imagine the string in the center part of the back, pulling to the sky, allow the head to descend and allow the tailbone to kind of tuck under and give you lots of flexion in that spinal column.
Fill the lungs with air as you extend all straight, including the neck. Float the knees, pull the hips, and come into down dog. It's abbreviated. We're not maxed out in length. We're kind of close as we walk back to inverted. Find the space on the feet and the balance of weights equal front to back. Move forward and back. Get it? Got it? Good. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Bend the knees. Sweep the arms to salute the sun as you rise up. And then allow the hands to draw over heart. Great job. Take the right foot, step it forward. Make sure you've got nice separation for balance, left to right, and enough to have good imparting of work front to back. As we maintain that stance, I'd like you to take the back heel, the left one, and drive it to the earth. And push back up into the toes. These are calf raises, so we're going to impart load to the calf by using the front leg to push back and down while we resist the movement down and power up with that resistance against the front leg. So two things really working. Calf muscle, of course, but also those quads in the front. You should feel a little bit of a burn. Make sure your toes are not gripping. You have a nice wide base in them as we articulate, as we move up and down slowly. Try to keep the upper body more vertical. We're going to add in a little bit of posterior load on this next rep. We're going to hold up, heels high. We're going to lean into this. And as we lean, find the workload, body suitable today. Hold on that spot. Now, as we hold, I'd like you to bring a little bit of push from the ball of the big toe on the right foot. Push it in. See if you can straighten out with a little micro bend force in that front leg. The knee is what I'm referring to. Now, as we hold on this, take the back foot, push forward, and add a little more load into that right cheek. Lean in a little more. Let the arms extend forward, open them, grapefruit cup them, raise them, and keep the grapefruit pulling all the way through as you open, as you pass through the body, as we pass through the chest. We close as we move forward, and as we pass by the chest, we open as we move backward. And do that for a few repetitions. All the while, you kept that progressive movement of front and back, working for each other to create the load to build the strength today. A couple more reps, almost there. And on the next rep, sweep up, drop hands over heart, step the back foot forward, shake out that right leg. Woo, good work. Salute, hold, step back to plank. With knees down, hover low, push back up, and pull hips up and back to down dog, and reverse walk the plank into an inverted position. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Exhale, fold, Pilates style. Tuck the pelvic girdle, stack the vertical column, and salute the sun to drop hands over heart, only to set up for the opposite side. Step it forward, separate it, front to back and left to right. As we create the movement now, it's the right heel down, right heel up. Now, when I say down, I'm not talking about getting it to the mat. Maybe it does go there. Maybe your stance allows for it to push down. And if it doesn't, fine. It's towards the mat that counts. So I'd like you to take that right heel slowly up, slowly down. But we're going to add in that left leg push. So the ball, that left big toe, pushing to the mat as that left leg imparts force backwards into that right calf, up and slowly down. Enjoy the fact that you're helping muscle become stronger, keeping a mostly vertical upper body. You should feel a little pull over that right hip. That's that right hip flexors, or those flexors, finding a little bit of extension.
as we move that heel to only now hold up and allow us to chop through the left side and lean in, finding that nice work, holding on this for a couple breaths, making sure we have all the connectivity, the tummy active and engaged, head's long, neck, spinal column, chest proud, pushing with that back foot forward into that front leg, loading more into that glute as we now extend the arms forward, cupping, raising, holding all the way down and through as we open, as we pass through the rib cage, and doing this for, I don't know, what do you say, 50, 60 reps? I'm joking, of course. Spine slowly up, reaching high to the sky, reaching as far back as you can, rotating through the movement, enjoying the movement as best you can. This is a lot of work. Keep the legs building that opportunity of strength by pushing against each other, but really working for each other. Keep it up. Couple more reps. High. Rotate back high. One more time up. Hands over heart. And float that back foot forward. We're done with that. Wonderful. Push the sky. Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull. Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull. Inhale, extend, hold. Draw back that booty, walk the hands forward. Feel that nice low back release as you step out the feet, wider than hip width apart, to open the toes, and then slowly squat the upper body and bring your forearms up onto thighs. Nice. Now, up, down, just find a nice pull through those hips. And if you need to be higher with the hips than it's your body. You can figure this out right now. More importantly, spinal column, long, chest proud. Holding on this. Now, as you hold, the muscles may allow you to experience a greater depth. And if you can, try to play around with that a little bit. And it's not unusual for your quadriceps, which are highly active right now, to start to burn. But see if you can work together to lower the hips a little more. And then from the heels, push and raise the hips, extend the legs straight, fingertips to the earth. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Hold for a breath. And keep the back in extension as you lower the hips. Try to keep the fingertips on the earth and take the right palm, sweep it forward. Up, rotate the palm to face the sky, sweep it back down. Left side, reaches forward, palm rotates to the sky. It's like you're cupping a grapefruit that's being pulled away from the body, but being pulled upward also. Let's do one more on each side. Same motion. Sink the hips a little lower if you can. On this next one, we're going to release this all by simply returning the hands, straightening the legs, stepping the feet straight forward. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Exhale, pull. And Pilates style, stack it as you come all the way up. Great job. That's a lot of work. You can hear me huffing and puffing. Now relax the arms, palms face downward. And when I say relax, I mean keep them shoulder height, of course. Now, just like a bird about to take flight, I'm going to flap up and down. All right, now calm the arms, lift the palms, and flap up and down. You notice there's zero bend in the elbow, and this is a micro bend, but it's mostly about these shoulder muscles right now. Rotator cuff muscles working. Now, flip the palms to face forward. Separate those fingers nice and widely, then cup them. Fingers wide, fingers cupped, and flap up and down. If your neck is experiencing any kind of tension build, relax it. Pull the arms away from the body. Now, while the arms float away, let's bring calmness to them, and let's use an imaginary string tied around the wrist to pull backward as our chest crowds out, hollow at the belly. Pull the arms away from the center line, pull the arms backwards, keep tension free in that spinal column of yours, hollow out the belly. Now relax everything, shake it out. Great job again. Now, hands onto the thighs, fold halfway down. Now, nice tabletop position. They can take the right arm, sweep it forward. Palm is facing the center line, which means the thumb is aiming to the sky. And then lower back down with palm returning to its right side. And left arm now sweeping forward. And it returning back to its resting starting spot. And we alternate right side and left side, working these intricate shoulder muscles, slowly reaching and lifting and avoiding any kind of compression through the neck for another couple reps each side. And on this rep, both hands come over heart and we raise up, long extended spine, back to stand with hands now pointing our fingers, interlocking, and we extend the arms forward. We're going to reach out shoulder height. We're going to take our booty and we're going to drift it backwards. So sidewise, we have a nice extended spine. I'd like you to draw your neck in and keep that full, almost like you're pushing with your chin inwardly. And we have a slight bend with a slightly wider than hip width stance with the feet. We're going to take the shoulders and pull them backwards and pull that chin in. And while we keep all of that active, we're going to slowly turn right, center, and back. And we're just going to alternate side to side. You'll notice that there's little movement with the hips, the legs. And while we do this now, I'd like you to take a activation, keep going, pulling the legs to the center line while we keep everything lengthened in that upper body and rotating, getting that inner thigh pull as we continue to rotate, explore the range of motion without compromising, without throwing yourself out of alignment. Work side to side. Those obliques now, hopefully experiencing a little of that work, and his whole lower back muscles all the way up and along the thumb thoracic or upper spine, working our rotators and our smaller multifidus, small muscles that keep those spinal column vertebrae nicely strong, active, coming back center, hands come over heart, and consider that exercise checking the box. Great job. Salute the sun. Exhale, fold, take it down to the mat. Let's grab some water. When you arrive on the mat, gonna do some good old 90 and 90 degree. If you want to sit up on that, well, I take a little sip or two. Turning that left side forward, right side back, and 90 degrees in both. We're going to come down onto our forearm with a nice, relatively straight spinal column. So in other words, we haven't flexed down or dropped into that left shoulder. You can cushion the forearm if you need to. I'm going to bring my right hand onto my right hip just to start. And we're going to use my right knee to kind of create activation on that right hip. So the external rotators of that hip are going to be active as we raise and lower the knee using the inside of the right foot, just like a hinge. So it's not lifted, it's just grounded, and we roll and lift up and down. Now, as you lift this time, I'd like you to really emphasize the lift. See if you can get a little higher than you typically would. Hold on that for a second, and then slowly lower down. Now let's consider that our new range of motion. So lift all the way to that height and lower down for a couple reps. You might feel a little different use of that external or a side body tissue. Now we're going to lift up, hold up, give you a little more, and we're going to add a little nuance. I'm going to take the right hip, I'm going to rotate it forward as we work to lift that right knee. Hold it for another breath, release it, and come up onto your hands, left side. If it starts to cramp, walk it out, stretch it out, do whatever out you need to do. Water is helpful too, if you need to grab it. And now we're going to start walking the body. We're going to lift that right knee, sweep back, and reverse our position. And we're going to use our hands to assist as we get 90 and 90 into our 2026. Like those numbers, right? Nice. Now, try to reduce some of the dependency of your upper body and your arms in particular. Try to not weight so much into them as you create the movement. And it's a bit of an effort, and it may be a little more awkward, but it's okay. I'm giving you permission to be awkward today. Oh. And then finally, when you come to face forward again, excuse me, let's switch out socks. Left hand, left hip, making sure we're not compromising through the shoulder, and we're nice and long through the spinal column as we begin to raise and lower on that left side. You'll notice that I asked for the increased effort after we've done a number of repetitions, and that's simply because we're allowing the muscle to become vascularized, to get blood flow into it. See if it can respond a little differently with a little bit of nutrient, water, oxygen, get a little bit of extra effort out of it. That's just a way to fill the airtime, you know, because I like to talk. All right, now we have enough reps in. This time I'd like you to kind of raise up higher, 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 hold, hold, and hold. And then lower back down. And then raise back up. And here's the little nuance. Take the left hip. While you pull with the knee, rotate that left hip forward a little more. Give me that maximal effort, best you can. Oh, I feel it burning like crazy. Hopefully you get the same experience. Hope you love this as much as I do. And then slowly release. Stand onto the hands and start to walk it out. Oh, my goodness. All of this in the name of hip health. Who knew? You'll notice that I try to rotate my hip all the way through the range of motion, just to get a little bit of emphasis or pull over the hip flexors on both sides, of course. And as we continue on this, we're going to try to lessen our dependency, so not lean so much on the hands. It's easier said than done. I still require a lot of assistance. You know, this old guy still needs a little bit of assistance. Oh, it's such a great exercise. I hope you feel the same. Oh. And on the next rep, I'm going to hold it forward, bring that back leg forward, and come into staff pose. One of the leading poses for hip flexion. We're working our strength. Now, with Panda, that's when we kind of like cave inwardly. That's when our body's posterior chain along the spinal column, the back itself, tends to like, oh, I can't hold it anymore. We're going to work to strengthen the endurance of that right now with our nice elongated spine and neck staff pose, drawing the shoulders up to the ears, taking the palms facing the sky, because we have a 90-degree bend in our elbows. I'm going to pull back, round out the chest, draw that chin. Remember, we drew in, draw it in, and pull the spinal column long. Lots of crap going on there, right? Holding on this, keeping that nice length. Feeling those hip flexors probably fire up. We're working them hard right now. And now we're going to start to open forearms. So we feel big activation across the back itself. Working those like rotators, external rotators of the shoulder. Those are your shoulder muscles, your rotator cuff muscles working. So the ones that help to hold the shoulder blades, bigger ones, and then the smaller ones that allow the arm to move, all kind of working together, one harmonious family. I can hear the music, can you? Okay, let's bring hands over hearts. Step those legs in about hip width apart. C-curve the spine, drop the chin, and allow that body to Pilates style it down all the way to your mat. Take the toes, point them all the way forward. Take your fingertips and reach them backwards. Keep your arms in the peripheral view. Reach, shoulder blades remain flat. Beautiful job. As you inhale, grow long. As you exhale, keep long. As you inhale, try to grow a little longer and keep that length on the exhale. On the next inhale, keep the length and grow it longer. And as you release your breath this time, bring hands over hearts and step your feet in to your butts. Let's rock the girdle. Find that low back skin touch and enjoy that as you now bring the hands from over heart to palms reaching to the sky. The arms extending beside the body. The palms cupped, fingers cupped. Pull on a slight bias, on a slight angle. Pull the arms long, like you're pulling your shoulders down into the body, keeping that back and shoulder blade system nice and flat. Hollow out the belly, drop the chin, and begin to raise up just a small crunch. As you hold this now, I'd like you to take your palms and rotate them externally. So your baby fingers are slightly higher than the thumbs, and then with straight arms, flip them up and down, flap them up and down, flap. Reach, pull, keep the chin tucked, keep the chin tucked, try to get a little higher of a crunch, and then relax everything and stretch it out again. Hands and feet pulling opposite directions. And then this time, Pilates style, come all the way up to seated and then pass that by. Keep the C curve in the spine. Dive down with the arms. Feel a nice low back, upper middle back kind of release. You can turn your head side to side. As you inhale, extend to a flat back. Walk back into staff pose with a slightly exaggerated width in the feet. Give you a nice proud chest and then bring hands up over heart. Beautiful. Now, we're kind of elevating some of this work we're about to do. We're going to take it off the mat and into this seated position. And that's simply with our shoulder work that we've been working on, for weeks. We're going to take the arms and separate them out. So elbows and shoulders, same height. Cup the fingers. Pull back and then rotate downward. And when you start to see compromising action of the body, you've gone right where you need to be. We want to maintain stabilization in the shoulders and compression free in the neck. So while we hold the forearms in place, I'd like you to pull the shoulders down and then take your right ear without turning the head and let the ear rock down towards the right shoulder. And then come up and take the left ear down to the left shoulder. Try not to match or meet the ear. It's all about the neck, finding length through the side without the shoulder coming up to help you touch it. And come back straight. Bring the arms up, rotate them backwards, rotate them forward, and then do that for a couple reps, remaining tension free through the neck. Try to keep those elbows high as you rotate forward and backward with those forearms. And then relax it. Shake it out. And take it down to your mat as we begin to close up for the day. We have a few more minutes left. We're going to do some nice medial or inner thigh work, which sounds like we're going to do Sean's stretch, which is exactly what you were thinking. And you were exactly right. So we're going to have a little micro bend in the knee as we bring flexion to the feet. And we bring rotation to the thighs. If the toes touch, great. If they don't, it's all right. Just keep the feet flexed. So your heel separation is roughly about hip width apart, just in case we forgot. I'm reminding you. Now we're going to keep that squeeze in those thighs. And while we keep those lower body appendages working, we're going to set up the upper body. So I'd like you to get in connection, in touch with those shoulder blades and make sure you've got them nice and flat and your chest nice and proud and your belly is kind of hollowed out, you know, like you looked like when you were in your 20s, that kind of deal. So as you find that, let's cup the fingers, bring the fingertips to the earth, rotate the elbows downward and keep those shoulders and the shoulder blades kind of pinned to your mat. Push the fingertips into the earth. Now, we've got a lot going on. We're going to add to it. So I'd like you to take your feet and flex them a little more. I'd like you to take your thighs and squeeze them a little harder. I'd like you to take your fingertips and push them a little more into the mat. I'd like you to maintain a tension-free neck and body. We're just activating a lot of muscle and working it really hard, keeping on that and then relaxing everything. Step out the legs, rock them from side to side, like open and close your feet. Those inner thigh muscles hopefully got a nice bit of tension in them, a little bit of endurance and strength built for them. And then we're going to step in the feet. And then relax that lumbar or lower back, getting that skin connection that I like to talk about. And then we're going to take the left knee and wrap it and pull it in. So we have both feet kind of posted, but we now lifted that left side to pull the knee in. And we're going to just simply rock in and out. Not a lot of pressure, just enough to kind of move the joint and enjoy a little bit of massage-like therapy for that left side. Let's return the left side down, bring the right side up, and then rock it front to back. And then calm it. Let's extend the right leg all the way out. Let's take that left knee and let's wrap it and pull it in. And enjoy that nice little pull. Now we're going to take the right hand, let it relax beside the body. As we pull the left knee up and we open. Now as we open, there's an inclination of our body to want to roll, pelvically roll up and off. I like you to try to keep grounded as best you can, just to find a nice emphasis on those inner thigh muscles as we open them and strengthen them. We're going to bring that left side. Now we're going to use the left hand to resist the movement inward of that left leg. And we're going to roll it all the way across the midline and roll onto the right side as we resist the movement down slowly. So we find that left knee on the earth this time. Take the left hand, reach it to the sky. And then take the left shoulder and rotate it backward. And now, depending upon your spinal mobility, you may not find the shoulder, left side, of course, on your mat. That's fine. Like you just kind of pull long, and then, like the hand of a clock would operate, we're going to kind of go with and against how a clock hand would typically operate by sweeping up and down that left arm, all the while rotating that left side palm to face away. We're not rotating it inwardly, we're rotating it externally as we raise and lower the arm. Or we basically sweep the arm, it's more of a sweep than a raise. All right, now calm that. Slowly bring it back up. Step the right foot in to start. Extend that left leg out. Pull that right knee, cupped by your hands, of course, up and into the body. And then release that left side hand. And slowly open up the right side. You can explore this like range-wise, pulling up, pulling down, finding a little bit of mobility in the hip. More importantly, though, is the opening up with the stable base, meaning we haven't kind of lifted off that left side just to get that right leg closer to the mat. It's not a good measure. The closeness to the mat, of course, is not a good measure. It's all about how it feels through that right hip as we now pull up and we resist. So I'm actually pulling with that right side, but resisting with that right arm as I roll onto that left side and bring that right knee to the earth, only to allow that right arm to reach up into the sky as my right shoulder opens. I'm reaching long with that right arm. There should be no trepidations with this. If your low back feels a little at risk, you need to engage some of the musculature, like your six-pack muscle, to kind of provide the safety for that rotation in that lower back. Now, like the hand of a clock, cupped with the palm open externally, rotate downwardly and upwardly, which is sweeping forward and back. Try not to bend through the elbow. And then slowly righting the self, allowing the back to find its spot. We're now going to pull both knees up and into the chest, and we're going to rock and roll forward to back. And we're going to calm, and then we're going to open the knees simultaneously to circle them downward and inward for a couple repetitions, only to reverse this by starting down low and opening wide as you pull back up, just for a couple times. And then bringing knees into chest, forward up to meet knees, and rocking and rolling all the way up to a seated position. Bless you.
Thank you.
Cross your legs, whatever style you like, and bring those hands of yours over heart to allow me to thank you for joining me today. Namaste.